Why do we fear the future? It's a simple question, yet it carries a lot of worry and many unanswered thoughts. Fear of the future doesn't always come from the unknown itself, but from our thoughts, our past experiences, and our constant attempt to protect ourselves from pain. We think too much about what might happen. We analyze, we expect, and we create scenarios that haven't happened yet, until the future becomes a source of stress instead of hope. In this video, we will try to understand this fear more deeply, why we feel it, whether it is natural or excessive, and how it affects the way we live in the present. And the first question we will start with is, what is fear? Fear is a natural human feeling, something we all experience. It exists to protect us, to alert our mind and body when danger is near. It's a built-in warning system. Fear itself is not a problem. It doesn't mean weakness. It's meant to guide us, to keep us safe. But the tricky part is when we overthink, when we focus on every what if, every possible outcome. Fear grows bigger than it should. It starts taking over our minds. We begin seeing threats everywhere, even when there aren't any. At this point, fear stops protecting us. It starts controlling us. It can feel like a prison, holding us back from trying new things, from enjoying life, even from thinking clearly. Fear feeds on our past experiences, on our sense of insecurity, and on the expectations we create about the future. It doesn't live in reality. It lives in our imagination of what could happen. We fear not the events themselves, but the way we imagine them, and that's where it traps us. Even simple, ordinary moments can feel scary because they're unknown, because we can't control them. Here's the truth. Fear is natural, but the way it grows, lasts, and takes over is learned. We learn it from experiences, from disappointments, from society, from the rules we set for ourselves. We are born able to sense danger, but we teach fear how to live inside us. Fear isn't the enemy. It's a mirror that shows us our need for safety, certainty, and control. The problem isn't the fear itself. It's when we let it steal our life, dominate our thoughts, and turn every moment into anticipation of pain before it even happens. At its deepest, fear is a struggle between our mind, which wants to protect us, and our spirit, which wants to live freely. It's a struggle between what's possible and what's present, between what we know and what we don't. Why are we fearing the future? Fear of the future is not a passing feeling. It's not a surface thought that comes and goes. It's a deep, complex state inside us, where memory mixes with imagination and experience blends with anticipation. We don't always fear the future because it's unknown. We fear it because it reminds us of something we've already felt. It reminds us of moments when we lost safety, felt powerless, or realized that pain can arrive without warning. Past experiences don't just stay in the past. They live in our awareness, in the way we think, in our reactions, and in how we see every new possibility. When someone goes through a hard experience, the mind doesn't just record the event. It records the feeling that came with it. Fear, heartbreak, shock, weakness. Then it keeps this feeling as a reference, bringing it up whenever it senses something similar ahead. This is how the future becomes a stage, where the mind replays old fears, as if saying, "Be careful. This looks like what happened before." Fear in this sense is not weakness, nor pessimism. It is the mind's way, even if exhausting, of protecting itself from reliving pain. So we don't fear failure itself. We fear the feeling that came with it. We don't fear loss itself. We fear the emptiness it left behind. We don't fear new experiences. We fear the chance that they might bring back old pain we thought we had left behind. Over time, this fear can change from a temporary guard into a constant companion. It grows, feeds on overthinking, and starts to generalize our past experience. One painful experience can make us doubt everything that comes next. One past hurt can make us suspicious of every opportunity. We start seeing the future through the lens of the past, darkening it before it even arrives, carrying burdens it hasn't earned. And here lies the quiet paradox. The mind trying to protect us doesn't realize something important. We are no longer the same people who went through those experiences. We have changed. We have grown. We are wiser, more aware, and stronger, even if we don't fully feel it, ready to face pain if it comes again. But fear does not see this growth. It only sees memory. It sees the wound, not the distance we have traveled from it. So, fear of the future is not really a battle with time. It's an internal struggle between a memory that fears repetition, a mind that wants control, and a spirit that wants to live freely without being trapped by the past. How do we deal with fear and protect ourselves from overthinking? Dealing with fear does not start by trying to control the future. It starts with accepting one simple truth. We cannot control everything that will happen, but we can control how we think about it. Overthinking is the mind's attempt to create a false sense of safety. The mind believes that the more it thinks, the more prepared it will be. But in reality, the opposite happens. We become more tired, more confused, and less at peace. The first real step to protecting ourselves is to stop confusing thinking with preparing. Preparing is calm and leads to action. Overthinking goes in circles and leads nowhere. If a thought does not help you make a decision or take a clear step, then it is not helping you, it is draining you. The second step is changing how we see the future. The future is not a test we must pass, not a trap waiting to hurt us, and not a repeat of the past. It is an open space. Fear makes it look smaller and more dangerous than it really is. When we are afraid, we see the future from only one angle, the angle of loss, but we forget that the future also holds other possibilities: growth, learning, strength, and even healing. Overthinking traps us in one scenario, while life is always bigger than one scenario. Another important point is this: not every thought deserves our belief. A thought is just a thought. It is not a fact. It is not a promise of what will happen. When a fearful thought about the future appears, instead of sinking into it, we ask, is this thought based on reality? Or is it based on fear? Do I have real evidence? Or just a strong feeling? This is not avoiding fear. This is putting fear in its proper place. In the end, peace does not come from eliminating fear, but from building inner trust. Trust that we will know how to respond when the time comes. We are not required to have all the answers right now. We are not required to be ready for everything. It is enough to be honest with ourselves and to move one step at a time. Overthinking wants you to live tomorrow today, but life is lived one day at a time. And when you live today with awareness, you are already protecting your future without even realizing it. In conclusion, fear of the future does not disappear overnight, and it may stay with us for a long time. But its presence does not mean we are weak, and it does not mean we are on the wrong path. Life does not ask us to know what will happen next. It asks us to keep going, to keep trying, and to not let fear stop us from living. The future is not faced with force, but with trust. Trust that we will learn and adapt, no matter the circumstances. And every step we take today, even if it feels uncertain, is still a real step forward.